Revitalizing Western Civilization, one town at a time. There's a man traveling around the United States with his wife, documenting what he sees as he travels. In each town he visits, he'll read off statistics about the town, such as median income, median home value, peak population, and current population. He'll then drive around the downtown area and nearby neighborhoods to give the viewer a sense of the state of the town. Although some of the towns are thriving, many have degraded significantly. Many small towns in the United States are in decay. Despite the overall growing population of the country, these towns are losing population. Their downtown buildings, once filled with small businesses, are mostly or even entirely abandoned. The United States is a relatively new country, so some towns may have simply failed to establish themselves. The scale of decay, however, is too great for that to be the only explanation for dying towns. Each dying town in the US might have a different story for its decline, but there are likely common causes. Small shops find it difficult to compete with big stores that can sell the same products for lower prices. Small businesses also find it difficult to comply with government regulations, some of which require costly renovations or equipment. It was especially difficult for small businesses to adapt to the needless 2020 lockdown mandates, forcing many to close. Some small towns may have been hurt by the shift of manufacturing overseas, and the allure of well-paying jobs in cities has led many to leave the small towns they grew up in. The U.S. war machine hasn't helped either. The U.S. has spent immense amounts of money on needless wars that in no way benefited Western kind, and it has wasted the lives of many Westmen in the process. That money, and those Westmen, could have been put to work in maintaining these towns and starting families in them. There is also the issue of white erasure. As a town or city becomes increasingly white erased, the buildings erected and maintained by the founding stock of the town may fall into disrepair if the growing non-white population does not value them. Lastly, there is the issue of anti-whiteism. With decades of anti-white propaganda, the pride that Westmen should have in their ancestors and the towns they built has been diminished. If our people had a positive identity, they surely would not allow the towns built by their ancestors to decay. Although it is unfortunate that many U.S. towns are in a state of decay, these dying towns can serve as a source of business opportunities, particularly for white positive Westmen that are increasingly being discriminated against by anti-white corporations and governments. Property values in these towns are low, making it easier to purchase homes and business properties. Some dying towns are occupied primarily by aging Westmen who would likely welcome younger Westmen moving into the town and revitalizing it. The towns most likely to endure over time are those that are largely self-reliant. Westmen moving into dying towns will likely be able to identify many products and services that are being imported from outside of the town. They can then strive to produce and provide those products and services locally. The most critical needs of any town are food and water. My article on permaculture provides resources that will help people in a town to produce their own food with minimal effort and water resources. Permaculture has been successfully applied in semi-arid climates where rainfall is rare. Towns established in such climates should be aware of the recharge rates of aquifers and ensure the population of the town does not exceed what the water supply is able to support. Dying towns have many decaying buildings in need of repair. Once repaired, many businesses will be able to be run out of them. If the original business of a building is known, it would be a nice touch to run the same business out of it. Restored buildings can be used as retail stores, grocery stores, restaurants, schools, hospitals, hotels, etc. As a town becomes increasingly livable, more people will be drawn to it, and it will eventually reach and even surpass its former pristine state. Towns filled with white positive Westmen will serve as safe havens for our people. Westmen in these towns will be able to openly celebrate Western holidays and traditions and raise their children in a white positive environment. These towns will serve as examples to follow for towns and cities throughout Western civilization.